Hey Cachers, Derek here, Baker 6 Clan. Let me tell you, I'm going to take you to an awesome location today on Behind the Cache. We're going to one of the most famous alleys here in Charleston. You don't want to miss this location, and you don't want to miss the story, so stay tuned. I am walking down one of the most famous alleys here in Charleston, South Carolina. It is Philadelphia Alley, but most people know it as Duelers Alley. And that's right, this is where the duels took place here in Charleston. Now, let me tell you, there is some really cool history about this area. Now, dueling, that's just about killing each other, right? No, not really. It wasn't about killing each other. It was about actually defending your honor. And this is where it happened. Now, this is a great location for a duel because it's got high walls on both sides, narrow entryways on each end, and St. Philip's Church is right next door. We're at the cemetery. So, once again, just in the real estate, location, location, location. One of the most famous duels that happened in this location was between Ralph Isaacs and Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. Now, Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd was not from this area. He was actually from up north, but he came down here to escape a situation that he got himself into up north. Now, what's really interesting about this whole story is that, like I said before, that Dr. Ladd was not here because he wanted to kill somebody. He was a doctor, of course. He was here defending his honor because Isaac started saying some bad things about him and his love that was up north. So one morning, they met here on the alley. When the two men had paced off the required length, Ladd took his shot and it went wide. Isaacs took his and landed the shot onto Ladd. Ladd was rushed down to 59th Church Street, where he later died several days later. Many tourists tell this story of what happened here with Ladd and Isaacs because many say that this alley is actually haunted by Dr. Ladd. He is known as the Whistling Doctor, and here sometimes people hear him whistling, as well at 59 Church Street, which is also the only place on a historical marker here in Charleston that says there's a possible haunting. Now, there is a cache here. I'm not going to show you where it is. I've actually found it, and there are other videos out there that I found it. In fact, I'm going to put a card right up here for one of those videos right now with Geocaching Katie, who found it here. And it was with Geocaching Katie that I actually found that I got the red herring. I had to come back, and I found the actual log, and I actually signed the actual log. But hey, this is Behind the Cache, and what do I like doing? I like talking to the cache owner. You know what? The cache owner is here, so I need to go find him, and we're going to talk to him about this location. All right, so I found the cache owner, and he's kind of notorious here in South Carolina as getting a lot of FTFs. And those that live here in South Carolina, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Gino Mac 1. All right, Gino, come on in here. Let's talk.
Hey, Derek.
Now, I understand you didn't actually place this cache, but you actually adopted it. Tell me about the process of adopting a geocache.
Okay, so if a cache owner decides that they're no longer able to maintain, or they just moving out of the area, or if they decided they just don't want to get the emails or play the game anymore, then thank goodness there's an option where they can use the CGO internet app to put a request for someone to adopt the cache. And that's how this was done. The CO were close friends of mine. This is a favorite cache of mine, along with a lot of others, and we just figured that the value of this cache, to keep it for everyone to share the experience, that's worked out pretty good for so many. The way to do it is to put a request out, and then all I have to do is push a button, and I'm the cache owner.
Yeah, you kind of really got the geocache jackpot on the adoption of that one. I mean, I don't know too many owners that would like to give away one that's been favorited so many times. I mean, there's up to around 95 or more favorites on this right now, just on this location. And this is just such a beautiful and cool location. I mean, that's really, you got to be happy about that.
Yeah, I'm really happy. The person I adopted it from actually brought me and introduced me to the game of geocaching, and they saw that I had a passion for geocaching and that they felt safe and let me adopt it because they knew that I would take care of it.
Yeah, that's great. And this is probably one of my favorite caches down here in Charleston. I mean, it just comes to a really cool area, a lot of history. And that story I told you earlier, I have a more detailed link to with the actual story down below in the description. Check that out, and you'll see so much history that happened in this location. It is just so cool. I mean, coming down to Charleston already makes you feel like a lot of times you're stepping back in time. Gino, I just thank you for bringing me to this location and maintaining this cache. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right, so if this is the first time you've watched Behind the Cache, click that subscribe button right over here and give me a like. Comment below, what is one of the coolest locations that geocaching has taken you? All right, I'll see you next time right here on Behind the Cache.